Hey everybody, and welcome back to From the Heart. I have to be honest with you, this is probably like the third or fourth time I've recorded this video. I just had to finish recording and then go back and realize that I didn't really get all of what I wanted to say out of my heart and out of my mind. So we're gonna try this again. Today, I would like to talk about this notion of limits and how our world is tricking us into thinking that having no limits is freeing. In fact, having limits frees you from a lot of things, and I would like to kind of unpack that and explain to you what I mean. So, a couple of phrases kind of ring through my head whenever I think of the word limits. Actually, I just saw someone for a massage, and he had mentioned that one of the phrases actually he uses a lot is "jack of all trades, master of none," and that kind of reminded me of this kind of thing that I've been thinking about limits and how we always are taught to break through them and kind of like blow past them. And you know what? In media, we love watching those things. We love reading about those things and hearing about those things, right? The stories of people who kind of overcome obstacles, things that just seem so bigger than life. They smash it to pieces, and it just makes you feel really good. And I'm not taking away that energy. I think that there's a lot of love, perseverance, commitment, passion, a lot of community that is built from those things. And I think that we need those signs of hope in our lives. But this whole notion that any limit, or if you were to impose a limit on someone, is bad, is fallacy. I think it's baloney. I think it's BS. I think each and every one of us are born differently. We're dealt with different cards. We have a different hand, and we have to play to our strengths. And unfortunately, that means that sometimes you can't just do what you want to do. And there are some things that you just cannot do. I think that's just, it's my very black and white kind of view on things. But I feel very strongly about that because it becomes a problem when you don't focus. You have no focus. You have no idea what you're good at. You have no idea what you're bad at. You have no idea what to steer away from if it's a weakness. You have no idea what to steer towards if it's a strength. Take me, for example. I have a lot of limits. I have a mild form of asthma. So that means that, unfortunately, I have to be very, very mindful about how hard I push myself when I do exercise. I have to constantly regulate my breathing when I go running, or when I'm crossfitting, or when I'm doing any type of sport, because I could be moments away from a shortness of breath and dizziness. I have a mild form of color blindness and color deficiency, which means that, unfortunately, I can't see some colors, and some of the colors I do see, I don't really know what the differences are. For example, I still have no idea if this box here is yellow or green. I'm assuming it's yellow, but I have no idea. What I'm trying to get at is this. If I want to be the best runner in the world, unfortunately, I can't. I'm just not physically built for that. I have asthma, and I'm just not fit enough. I don't sleep well enough. I don't eat well enough. I don't train enough. I'm just not going to be the best. And even if I'm the best runner that I can be, I will never be the best in the world. I will never be a great graphic designer or a fine artist. Yes, you know what? I could maybe work in mediums that don't require a lot of color, but that is severely limiting what I can and cannot do and what the output of my work is. So I already know that there are limits that kind of impede me from doing certain things, but I don't cry over them. I don't go, man, I wish I was a painter. I'm gonna really hate on people for limiting my passion for painting. No, I'm not about that. And I don't really care if I have limits because it actually focuses me on things that I am really good at. I am really good at piano, and it's taken me a couple of years to finally come to that conclusion and be okay with it. I am good at piano. I am good at arranging. I am good at being a very positive person. I am good at being there for my friends. I am working on being better at scheduling and putting other people first. And I am also working on not being so judgmental, not being so arrogant. those were things that I realized I had deficiencies in, and those were limits. And there are going to be limits. You know what? Unfortunately, no matter how much energy I put into being more scheduled, there will be a limit. There will be a ceiling where I go, okay, I can't be any more scheduled than this. Like, this is it. Because other parts of my life are suffering because of me putting so much energy and time into this. Is it worth it? Not really. I hopefully will be a better person. I will hopefully be less arrogant and less proud about things and less boastful and less quick to just talk, and there's more to listen. But there is a limit. Unfortunately, we all have those limits. There are people who are just better listeners than me. I will never be as good as them, but I can strive. And I think that is one of the big things I want people to take away from this, is that limits does not mean that you're any less than the people who are really good at the thing that you want to be good at. It means that you appreciate how hard they work, how much time and effort they put into what they love, because you're struggling too. And if you're struggling this hard to get to where you are, they must be struggling just as hard to get to where they are at too themselves. And it should give you a camaraderie. It should create a community around that. It shouldn't pit you against the world. The world tells you limits are bad, and I tell you no, it's not bad. It focuses you to be the best person that you can be, and that is the most important thing that you could tell yourself, your children, your friends. You don't have to be good at everything, just good at something, and great at it, maybe excellent at it. Find that thing, or those 2 or 3 things, and you work towards those things, and don't look back. You don't have to be the best NASCAR driver. You don't have to be the best politician. But if you're the best you, well, screw everybody else. Hope this was helpful. You guys have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.